Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Reina's Nail Art Pursuit. I'm Reina, the social media, marketing, and customer service manager here at Syllabue. Today, I am joined by one of our lovely educators, Lauren. She is our tiny educator, and also now she is going to be showing us how to use the Mithmillo cake gels. So, Lauren, do you want to tell a little bit about yourself and the designs we're going to be making today?
Hi, everybody. I'm happy to be here with you guys today. And you've seen them, you love them. They're absolutely fascinating. The Mithmillo cake gels are so much fun. Give me a second while I open them. But there's some tips and tricks when it comes to applying them. So we just wanted to go over those today with Reina. And there's different ones. You guys know that they have creamy ones, they have shimmer ones, but we all know that these glitters are like absolutely fascinating. The camera hardly focuses on them because they are so stinking beautiful. So we are going to go over how to apply a regular coat of Mithmillo for a base. Okay. We're also going to go over a full glitter application so that you can stare at your nails. Don't get in any accidents. They're too distracting. They're so pretty. And then we're also going to go over how to use it as a glitter fade and just best practices with these gels.
I love it. That glitter fade looks so pretty.
Oh, it's so pretty. And they're really cool. They're HEMA-free. They are vegan certified. And guys, seriously, you have pots. I love pots. I love pots of color. But to have one that is not going anywhere ever, it is really, really convenient. And it always makes sure that your gels look absolutely beautiful when you open them. There are no crusty sides. There are a lot of benefits to these cake gels, and they are really fun.
All right, so let's get started.
All right.
What would you start with? The regular color gel, glitter gel?
I think the easiest one is the regular color gel. So right now I'm using CA073, and it is a really pretty like muted coral, and it went on the nail really beautifully. So all you need to apply these cake gels is an application brush. I'm using Mithmillo's signature brush number 3.
Okay.
But you have a different one you can. It's a flat brush is what we're looking for so that you can stroke this into the nail. And let me just dig a little bit out here and show you about how much. Here, I'm going to hold it up so you can see. You do not need a ton. And that's another cool thing about these products. That you can order just the refill is absolutely amazing, but a little goes a long way with these. So this is about all I need for an entire coat on the nail. Just one little dip because it's very pigmented. And what you want to do with these is not start at the cuticle's edge. I don't want all of this product way up by the cuticle. I'm going to start in the middle and start working it through my brush and working it down the nail. And these are really great for beginners because it really stays where we put it. So you're not going to have it all over the sides of your sidewalls, up in your cuticles. It does not flood the nail. Because of its viscosity, it's going to stay where we put it. And that's really cool for someone who's kind of new to gels and doesn't think about how much a gel moves once you put it on the nail. And it's very easy to get in places where you don't want it to be. So these are perfect for people that are just entering their gel nail journey.
Like me.
Yeah, they're perfect.
Yeah, it's very creamy and smooth. And there's definitely no buildup. I used to get some buildup by the cuticle line, but there's none of that. So it's very easy to work with.
It really is. And that looks great, Reina. Good job. And it's really simple to get an even coat of this color on the nail. So we're just going to cure that for 30 seconds. And then we can go in for a second coat.
So you're using CA073?
Yep.
And I'm using CA074. which
Oh,
is kind of just
perfect.
the next step up from that. It's a little bit of a darker reddish pink color. It's very pretty. And I'm
It
also
is pretty.
using the Leaf Gel flat brush,
Perfect.
favorite brush. Honestly, I love this thing.
Yes, that's perfect. I heard you say that you switched your liner brushes recently to one
Yes.
that's a little bit shorter. And I think that's awesome. That leaf gel liner is amazing, but it is kind of an advanced brush because it's much longer than some of the detailers.
Yeah, so I was actually practicing with the smaller one a lot, and I actually went back today and tried to use the longer liner brush, and I was so much better at it just from the
Great.
practice I did with the smaller one. I was actually able to make like really clean straight lines. I was shocked. So I feel like
That's awesome.
the extra short one kind of gives you the practice of like just having a stable hand, which
Right. Just the control to practice. So we're going
exactly.
to go over this one more time. And I think the thing to remember when you're using gels like this is to continue through on your pull down on the nail. So you're not stopping right at the edge or anything like that. Just drag it through the brush and you will have a beautiful application. Just drag it all the way off the nail. But yeah, I love this color. It's really pretty. It's like, to me, it looks like a little bit of like a desert type color, like a coral desert color. They're very pretty.
The coral from the ocean was in the desert.
Yes. And sometimes if you look at Mithmillo, you are going to see like, oh, I see some brush marks or I see some, it's what's supposed to happen because it is thicker, so it doesn't run and all those other kinds of things. The viscosity is different. It's okay because when we put on a top coat, that's going to take care of that.
Yeah, it like self levels it.
Yeah, because they don't self level a ton themselves, but they're not supposed to. And you use that to your advantage and don't worry about it because the top coat's going to take care of that. All right, 30 seconds. And you can use, I used the leaf gel matte on this nail and it came out absolutely beautiful.
Oh, I love the matte. That's so pretty.
Yeah, I do love matte. There's something really fun about it, isn't it?
And so fun to draw designs on top of matte compared to just glossy on glossy. I feel like it makes them stand out so much more.
It does. You're right. It's a really good way to use matte is to alternate and have both finishes on the nail. It really does make them stick out. For the top coat, if we're going shiny, I'm going to be using Tiny's Star Top. And this is a thicker top coat and it's an amazing top coat. So this over top of any of your Mithmillo glitters or the plain, it's going to even out any imperfections that you have. So
let me ask you a quick question since we were talking about matte, because this has been like eating me up inside. So if you do a matte base and then you do, for instance, glossy designs on top of it with a color gel, how do you top coat those glossy designs without ruining your matte base?
Well,
do you have
then you're going
to put a top coat specifically on those designs or?
You do, or you have to use something that is a no wipe gel. So like an art gel, a gel paint that is a no wipe finish. You can use those right on top of your matte design and it will stay perfect and shiny and glossy, but you don't have to go over it again with a, high shine top coat, which is really convenient. So it's more like the gel paints that you see people using that for. And then they don't have to go over and put shiny top coat over top of those bits. Although we do it, I do it sometimes for a certain look, I'll do it. But it is time consuming to do that. So if we next go to these beautiful glitters, which I think is what people recognize when they think of the cake gels, is these glitters are amazing, aren't they?
They're beautiful.
They are so pretty. And they have to remember that this is a dense amount of the glitter all in one little compact area. So don't be surprised when you pull some up that it doesn't look exactly like this when you put it on the nail. It's not really supposed to. So, or you'd have one chunky nail. And the other thing to remember is if you're going to use this glitter alone by itself on your nail, you do not want a ton of base product. You don't need to build a humongous apex. You don't need to have a thick builder underneath there or anything like that. Now, most Japanese and Korean brands don't do that anyway. But for people and your clients that do use some of those types of builders, don't do that before using these, because this is going to add some thickness to the nail, because you have to put it on in a way that you're putting a lot of gel on there and bouncing it on. Like, to give you an example, if I take this and I try to just apply it like we did that color, you're not going to love what it looks like. Stroking it all the way through, it's going to be very sparse because there's a lot of the clear gel in this compact. So all you're seeing is clear gel and a few little glitters. I mean, it's pretty, it's beautiful. You could use it that way, but I think people want their nail to look like this compact. So we have to do it a little bit differently. And you have to get a bunch of product and you're almost circular, like just pouncing it onto the nail, lightly, just placing it. I'm rolling my brush and I'm really lightly using my brush with this glitter. I'm not putting much pressure on. I'm basically moving the glitters around in the suspended gel that's part of this compact. And you see that difference? So up at the top, we have some heavy glitter. Down here where I stroked it out, you have a few little tiny glitters and occasionally one comes off. But if you want a full glitter nail, you do have to put some on the brush. And again, you're lightly just placing it on there and then swirling your brush around, pushing those glitters around. And before we cure it, one of the biggest things you're going to want to do is take your nail and look at it from the side and make sure you don't have any sticking up to the sky. Any that are so, standing up so high that it's going to be hard to cover it up. And another tip with these is, if you really want to start like saying, oh, and we'll do it with the second coat, I guess. You can easily use a dotting tool with these to move certain glitters around. There's a lot of clear gel on my brush, so it's a little bit harder to do it with the brush because it sticks than taking a dotter and manipulating some of these little glitters around.
So it's nice that you can really control exactly where the glitters go.
It's so wonderful. And that's really hard to do with any other type of glitter gel. So you're pouncing really on there
where it falls.
Yeah, you just have to basically accept that. Whereas these,
yeah, you can choose.
You can choose. Right. And that comes into play even maybe not so much with a whole glitter nail because you want all of it to be covered with glitter. But when you're doing a design where you want glitter only in a certain place, how cool is it that you can just pick up a piece and put it on there?
Definitely. And even some of the bigger chunks, you can kind of make your own designs with them.
Mm-hmm. Which color are you using, Reina?
I think I'm using the same one as you or a similar one, CA045.
Yeah, I think that is the same one.
Yeah.
It's like a lilac.
Very popular. We love
Yeah,
purple.
it is a good one. It's really pretty. So I'm basically turning my nails sideways because I don't, and I'm going to move these out of the way for a second. I don't want like a glitter, and let me see if I can get one and have it do what I want it to do. I don't want one sticking straight up in the air like this. Can you see that? Because that would be a problem later. So we just want to make sure they're all kind of down to the nail before we cure. And I'm being kind of careful, kind of not, because it was mine. Another thing to consider, and people could consider if they want a full nail of this color, maybe choose a base that's somewhat coordinating, because that's going to hide any type of sparse areas. It's going to camouflage it, and it's going to be much easier on you to have a nail that looks entirely filled with this glitter.
And then you don't have to use as much, and you can save some of it too.
That is so true, because you're right. On a clear nail blank, you do scoop up way more than if you had it on a colored base. But that's okay. Just get a refill.
Exactly.
All right.
Okay.
I'm going to cure my first one for 30 seconds.
Me too.
I think that's also cool that something that looks as dense as this, can be cured in 30 seconds. It's pretty impressive. But if you really, really dig down deep, you're going to see that most of these, when you're scooping something up, you are scooping up glitter, but you're also scooping up a lot of clear gel. So that's what allows it to do that. And I would do a second coat on these just to fill in areas that you think are a little sparse. Even this one, you can see I put a lot of glitter on there, and from a distance, it looks like, ooh, look at that glittery nail. But if you come in kind of close, there are areas where it could have used a little bit more. So just play with it and fill it up however you like.
So something I always worry about with these types of glitters is that when you put the top coat on, sometimes I feel like it can make it look a little chunky.
Mm-hmm.
How do you avoid like a chunky, thick nail to where it still has the glitter, but it also still has the same thickness that you would want your nail to have?
Right. So first thing, I would make sure that your base is nice and thin. Second thing you can do is if you use a really good top coat when you cover this up, we want to make sure all our glitters are pressed down first. That's going to help you, because some of these, if we really go through with a dotting tool, etc., we can make it pretty flat by spreading those glitters out. You're going to put on your top coat, you're going to cure that, and you can go ahead and buff it and then go over with a thinner top coat, so it is a little bit of a chunkier look. I don't know that I would attempt to wear this if the rest of your nails are like paper thin and not built up a little bit. You're better off building them up a little bit to match, because this is definitely a built up look. But yeah, you can certainly buff it down a little bit and you're not going to hurt anything.
Okay, I think I'm fully covered.
I think I kind of am.
When I look at the sides, it looks okay.
You happy with it?
I think so. Lots of sparkles, and we love that.
It really is quite impressive when you look at it like that. It's really, there's so much dimension to these for a simple glitter gel. And it's kind of funny because I feel like I'm using a brush, but I'm really not using it in brush strokes. I'm just
kind of dabbing it on.
Just dab, dab, dab. So if I go to the side and I see some are sticking up, I'm going to take my dotting tool and I'm just going to move them around a little bit. Just a little bit. And give it a second, because it does self-level a little tiny bit. But this way, I know nothing's really sticking up from the side. And I'm good to go with that top coat. And it doesn't have to be super thick and make the nail super bulky. Are you a glitter girl, Reina?
Sometimes. I'm a disco girl, so I think I have to be a glitter girl. Comes with the territory. Yeah, so I guess so. I wear glitter on the weekends.
There you go. I love your current mani. It's looking really pretty.
Thank you. I'm actually getting it removed this Sunday because as you can see, we've got some good old grow out here. But,
well, this is why I'm wearing gloves. I was
fun.
really grown out and I got into the process of removing, but I've yet to put anything back on. So
I'm actually going to be doing my own nails for the first time next week.
You are?
I am. I'm going to give it a
Ooh.
go. We'll see. So be on the lookout for that.
Oh, I can't wait to watch. What are you going to do? Do you know?
I haven't decided yet, but I think I definitely want to try something maybe magnetic.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we'll
Ooh,
see.
yes.
But yeah, I'm not going to shape them myself because I'm not there yet, but I will paint them myself.
There you go. There you go. It's baby steps.
Yeah.
All right. So if we are going to use this top gel, as you can see, it's a little bit thicker, but I would say to people that are concerned about having any of the glitter sticking up, this is going to be your go-to for making sure that you have a nice, smooth, even nail. And you do, I'm kind of floating it, but you don't really have to float it too much. Because like you said, you don't want it too bulky, but it is a nice thick top. And you will see once you have it on, this glitter stands out even more once it's covered with a great shiny top coat. I would say glitter is one of the things that I do not love matte. Like glitter really stands out, shows itself when you have a high shine top coat.
I even was curious today and did a matte top coat on a magnetic gel, and oh god,
it takes it away. Yeah,
it does. It makes it all like blob together, kind of. So I feel like matte is much better when it's just like a plain color, with not much going on to really like showcase the color itself.
100%. I agree 100%. So for our last one, and I think this is probably my favorite type of thing to do with the Mithmillo glitters instead of a full nail. I really love using it as a fade because it's very easy to do. And you still get a really dynamic look because those glitters are so outstanding in there. So what we're going to do is just take I used a coordinating color to this one, which is Tiny's TGG 110. And that is from the Cream Sis collection, which I still kind of, I can't get over it. Yeah. So we're going to use that. And it looks beautiful with this. So there you go. Perfect.
Cream Sis Diaries collection.
So pretty.
Literally all my hands. Cream Sis.
Yes. But it's cool because they all go together so beautifully. It's perfect to the start of spring. All right. So all we need for that is 2 thin coats. And look, I'm actually going from the middle down. I think my problem with doing my own nails is there's too many options and I'm not sure what I want to do. It renders me useless sometimes. I'm not sure what I want to put on my nails right now.
And then you're locked in, you know?
Right.
Once you've made your decision. Also, can we take a moment to like, look how much better I've gotten at swatching?
Look at that. It looks beautiful.
Boom.
See, all these lessons.
They're really helping, honestly. I've learned so much.
I believe I watched your video of what you've reviewed, like what you've learned, and it was great.
Thank you. It was really fun. I was like, how do I take all these techniques and put them into one thing? But honestly, it was really fun. I loved it.
It looks amazing. And it's, you know what it is? I know people are like, oh, they always say practice, but it is. The more you play around with these products, the more you sit there and play and practice and have fun with them, the more you're going to learn and the more you're going to grow as far as your skills are concerned.
Definitely. I mean, sometimes it's the same thing when you look at artists, like their first drawing to their most recent. It's the same thing. You're painting, you know, you're an artist. So it just takes time. I mean, this is crazy. 1 coat. I don't even want to put a second coat on. I will, of course, but
I know it is crazy, especially pastel. I mean, it's unheard of, really. It really is.
So much pigment. I love it.
Pastels are notoriously streaky and not great. So these are amazing.
I love them. They're very creamy too.
They are.
Just glide on perfectly.
They do. But you know what? I can't wait to show you playing with those syrup gels. and doing like really easy marbling, I'm excited to show you that too, because you can use those neon ones from Tiny and create such dynamic, like in seconds. And you'll be like, what? This is so easy. And it's a little bit nuts, but it's fun. It's addictive,
I
really.
know our next video now.
It's fun. Yes. And then you need all syrup colors from forever. So you can combine them all to make these super easy marble nails.
Yeah, syrup colors are actually something I struggle with a bit because I'm trying to figure out how much of it to use, what kind of designs to make with it. So that would be really helpful to kind of
Yeah.
play.
And they can be streaky sometimes. So there's some like little things that you can do to help. But you're right. They lend themselves perfectly for certain techniques. And matte is always beautiful on syrup gels. But yeah, there's some easy things you can do, and you'll be a little bit more addicted to syrups, I think.
I hope so. I want to
You
love
will.
it all.
You will. All right. So for the first coat of what we're going to ombre with these sparkle gels and these glitters, I would take it up, and we are going to streak it down so it's nice and thin, about 2/3 of the way up the nail. So just pick up a little bit glitter from your cake gel, and we are going to do this thin because we want it to be higher in some areas, lower in other areas. And the only area that needs to be really saturated with glitter is down towards the bottom. But the less you overthink this, the better off it's going to be. Because you want it to naturally look like it just exploded, up the nail. Or you could do it at the cuticles edge and bring it down too, whatever floats your boat. But this is where you can really get into seeing how you can manipulate these tiny little glitters.
Just kind of move them around. It's so easy.
Yes, it's so easy to do. And it's so cool because it's not messing up anything else on the nail. That gel stays where it's supposed to. So basically for my first piece, I have it mostly down the bottom, but exploding up too. Yep. And you don't even have to build up at the bottom at this point. You just have to be happy with your glitter and cure it for 30 seconds. 30 seconds. And this is also where, think about it, we've got this thin little 2 coats of Tiny's color. And obviously we're going to build up more at the bottom of this tip to really condense it with glitter. So this is where that top coat comes in play, because we don't want the end of your nail to be bulkier than the top of your nail. So that is a beautiful way to just even out the nail by using an excellent top coat like Tiny's, and it's going to do all the work for you. So if you use something thin and not really structured, you might have a little bit of a difficult time, but not with the products that you guys have. So just pick up your Tiny top coat when you're thinking about doing something like this. So now I'm going to pick up a little bit more, and I'm going to pounce it onto more the middle to the bottom area. And I'm going to move it around. I want it strongest at the bottom. And I can see that I have like a clump in there of a bunch of glitter. Some are bigger than others, and sometimes you'll get a little clump like that. Don't worry, you can go in and manipulate that and pull it apart later. And if you wanted a particular glitter, you could always go grab that out with a brush or even with the dotting tool and put it right onto the nail. It's just so unique and cool.
Yeah, it's so fun to just move them around and place them exactly where you want them.
Right. You really could sit there for a while and play with that.
And these two purples go so well together.
They do.
I think
But
these
you
are
also,
the exact same colors we used in our Euphoria video.
oh, it
It's-
is? Oh,
I
okay.
think so. I love it. Yes, for
Oh,
anyone who
it's so
watches Euphoria, check it out. Check out our
I
Euphoria.
loved it. Yes, I loved it. So cute. I'm not finished. Can you believe that? I've got 2 more episodes.
Oh, it's so good. You're gonna
I
love it.
know it is.
Everyone in the office is watching it.
Oh yeah, I'm almost done. I'm just not completely done. So I'm close. So how are you liking that now?
I think I got it. I think it looks good. I think when I have the top coat on, it'll take away this little spot here where you can distinguish like the clear gel from just the regular base coat.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then it all just kind of blend together. So I'm going to cure.
Yep, sounds perfect. Me too. And the other thing is, did you notice when we did it that way, like how easy it was to fill it in because it had a color that was coordinating with it? I'm sure I have a few little naked areas, but you can't tell because we use coordinating colors underneath. So that would be my advice if you're using those. I think it makes your life easier. Unless you want to sit and play with individual glitters, there's something to be said about that too.
Now the true fun of trying to get glitters out of the brush.
So have you ever tried to put a drop of base coat on a palette and do it that way? Okay, so
That works.
Yeah, it works. So let me see if I can find a base coat because I didn't think about this. I know that's a green. I don't want that. Hold on. It actually grabs what you are using, like it grabs what's in the brush and it's going to move it. Here we go. Let me put some base coat down. Okay, and just put it on a palette, put it on your desk, whatever you want to do, and start dragging your brush through it. And it's actually going to push whatever's in your brush up to the top. And you can see that it's pushing the glitters out.
Huh.
So that will help you. Okay, and now most of the glitters are on my palette instead of in my brush.
Wow.
It does help. Just wipe it with a dry wipe and put the cap on. Yep.
Love it. Nice.
I mean, although it never hurts to have 2 brushes, one for glitter and one for non-glitter, but I would inevitably use the wrong one on the wrong thing. So this way, voila, it's all fixed.
Okay, I think I'm ready for top coating.
Me too.
No.
All right, so when we're going to do this one, it still is not super thick. If you turn yours to the side, I think you're going to see it's not as chunky as you think. Nope.
Yeah, just have like one little piece right here that I probably should have pushed down, but
that's okay. So stroke it on, and then we're going to put a little bit in that center to give it a nice little apex and even things out. And we can turn the nail upside down. If it was on yourself, of course, you're going to have to turn your hand over. Always get a little bit extra. And I'm just going to run it right down this center area. All right, I'm going to turn it over. And I swear I'm surprised every single time how much more dimension the top coat gives that glitter. It's just takes it to the next level.
Really a nice viscosity. It's not too thick. It's not too thin.
It really is great. It wears beautifully. I probably leave it on too long, but you know, I'm not getting chips. I'm not getting any type of dulling. It's a great top coat. So yeah, I see a little bit of, I made a little bit of a streaky error here. Hold on. You can see it. I always try and look for the line of light in my top coat. And you want to try and like turn your nail while you're while you have your top coat on, and see if you can watch the light run from the top down to the bottom without being all in a straight line. And that's going to show you if your top coat is nice and even. All right. Pretty good, pretty good. Let's cure it. So yeah. Did you have any questions or anything like that? Like, what's your favorite Mithmillo to play with?
I think it's this glitter cake. I think so, because I've just had so much fun doing full coverage, doing little designs with the glitters. Now I love this. I love this. It's almost like an ombre glitter. I love that. I think this might be my favorite, actually. Because don't get me wrong, the color gels themselves, they're beautiful. I like how some of the color gels actually have built-in sparkles. So it's like a very light, subtle shimmer. But I'm a disco queen. We love the glitter. So
yes, it is really pretty.
Definitely my favorite. And I love purple. So I think this one right here that we just did is probably my favorite design I've done, because you get the best of both worlds. You get a nice solid base color, and then you also get the little, Shazam of the glitter.
Yep. And if you really, that could make you stare at your nail. It really could. It's really quite intriguing.
Oh, it's flash on in the sunlight. Oh, it's beautiful.
Yes, absolutely. But they're really fun to play with. And I think that people will have a good time playing with them. I do also think they should remember you can use other things with these glitters. You can use flakes. You can do all kinds of things and then leave this last. So it has lots of different options. The colors are absolutely beautiful. Here are the 3 that I can show you today.
And the color on the little box, the little display case, definitely matches like perfectly.
It's exact. It really is.
Exact.
Yeah. You know exactly what you're getting. And this also helps you when you're matching it up to a different gel that you wanted to use underneath too.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's really fun.
Love it.
Well, I had fun hanging out with you again.
Me too. And coming soon, hopefully we'll get to try together, is the new ASI 12 color set that we just released in our store. Have you seen those yet?
I saw it. I haven't seen what they can do, but I saw that they were coming and they look so pretty. I'm very curious because this is their first bottle gel, right?
Yes. And what else is cool about it is if you want to try it in just maybe a sample, pretty soon we're going to be releasing color gel samples.
I think I saw that too. They're like packets, aren't they?
Yeah, they're little packets. And you get to try it out and see if you like it. And that's kind of amazing because I've never seen a try before you buy for like a gel before. So that's definitely a cool concept. So maybe we'll get to play around with those next time. We'll see.
Yeah, that would be fun. That would be super fun. And I think it is very, very cool for people to be able to try colors before they commit to bottle, because they last for a couple years or at least a year. And when you have tons of colors, your colors are going to last you for a while. So that's amazing. That's really cool. Very cool, Mithmillo. Yes. I'll be excited to watch more.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they're definitely trying to stand out as a brand. They're completely vegan certified, which is very rare to have the actual certification. Most brands are just cruelty free, but to be vegan certified is a huge deal. And then HEMA free, and now having samples, they're killing it. I love it. So I can't wait to see what else they come out with. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me today, Lauren. This was so fun and informative, and I love what we made. I love how we both set ours up. Like, here's our little display.
Yes, we always have to be like, look at all these.
Look what we did. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, always a pleasure playing with you too. And I love your nail journey, and you are getting really good, girl. You're going to have to start charging everybody in the office.
And I hope to do this again with you soon.
Yeah, me too. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Thank you. And I'll see you again soon, Lauren. Have a good weekend.
Thanks again, Reina. Bye.
Bye. And thank you to everyone else that joined us today for Reina's Nail Art Pursuit. I hope you enjoyed our topics on Mithmillo's regular color gels, glitter gels, and be on the lookout for the new ASI Artistic Signature gels in a bottle from Mithmillo, as well as the samples. So stay tuned for even more amazing episodes and information with our wonderful educators here on Reina's Nail Art Pursuit. See you next time.